All right, relations and functions. So today is going to be pretty heavy on vocabulary. The definitions of these words that we're talking about, you already know them by other names. So the info behind the words is not new, just the vocabulary is going to be new. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is called a relation. And a relation is a set of ordered pairs It's a group of ordered pairs. You need to remember that it's surrounded by brackets, which are these little things. It's a set of ordered pairs surrounded by brackets that belong together. So it's a set of ordered pairs that have a relationship to each other. Maybe I took a survey of a group of students and I wanted to know their shoe size and how tall they were, right? So I had students tell me their shoe size and then how many inches tall they were. Those two things have a relationship to each other. Typically, they have a positive relationship. The larger your feet are, the taller you are. Not always, but they have a relationship with each other, right? They're two things that relate to one another, but they're two values, right? Relations can be displayed in 4 different ways. They can be displayed as a set of ordered pairs. It can be displayed in a table, a graph, or what's called a mapping diagram. So we're going to look at all of these things together. First things first. Here's our set of ordered pairs. Let's do 1, 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2. So there's my relation. Those 4 ordered pairs belong together. They have some type of relationship. It's a relation. Squigglies, brackets tell me that these all belong together. Good to go so far? I could write this relation, these 4 ordered pairs, as a table. In fact, you'd put x comma y. But the key is, when you create a table, your x values must be in order. So I'm going to write 1 and 5 first, because 1 is my smallest x value. Then what ordered pair is going to come next? 2 and 3. What comes next? 3 and 2. And then 4 and 2. My y values in my table do not have to be in order. Only my x values are in order. My x values are always in order from least to greatest when it comes to a table. Have you made tables before? This is not shockingly new information. Just checking. You could also graph a relation. a graph to display your data of a relation. Oh, 1, 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2. Have you made graphs before? Perfect. So, a relation can be shown 4 different ways. It can be shown as a set of ordered pairs. It can be shown as a table. It can be shown as a graph. And the 4th way of showing this is called a mapping diagram. And a mapping diagram is where you put the x's in order and the y's in order. You put the x's in order and the y's in order. So if you look, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, because my x's were already in order over here. Now I need to put my y's in order. What's the order of my y's? 2, 3, and 5. I'm not going to put down any doubles or triples. I only put the number once. Now this is just a hot mess because these numbers 3 and 5 don't go together. 2 and then this one doesn't even have anything, right? So what you do then is you draw arrows. 1 goes with 5, so I'm going to take the 1, I'm going to draw an arrow to the 5. And then the number 2 belongs with the number 3, so I'm going to draw an arrow from 2 to 3. The number 3 goes with the number 2, so I go from 3 to 2. And the number 4 goes with the number 2. So I'm going to draw from 4 to 2. These are the 3 ways of showing, 4 ways of showing a relation. A relation just is a set of ordered pairs that belong together. They describe a grouping of data. Relation is a set of ordered pairs that belong together. Then, with that relation, we can identify some stuff. Here's a new vocabulary term. Inside of a relation, I may ask for the domain. I may say, hey, here's a relation. Bam. Tell me the domain of this relation. And the domain is the x values in a relation. It's just the x values. It's a list of the x values. So if I said, what's the domain of this relation? You would say 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to say them in order from least to greatest. So that's one new vocabulary word, right? If I said, what's the domain of this relation, you would look and find just the x values and tell me the x values. If I said, what's the range of a relation. It's the y values in a relation. Again, in order from least to greatest. Vocabulary term number 1, relation. A relation is just a set of ordered pairs. Vocabulary term number 2, domain. The x values. Vocabulary word number 3, range, the y values. You can use this knowledge to determine, is something a function? Is something a function? And the answer to is this a function is either yes or no. A function is a relation. What does relation mean? Set of ordered pairs. A function is a relation where all domains, what's a domain? X values. Are different. A relation where all domains, X values, are different. That means the X values do not repeat. All right, here's a relation. Do you agree that that's a relation? Why is it a relation? Because there are brackets holding together these ordered pairs. Let's just fill in the space around. It'll be a little smushy, but it'll be okay. Could you make a table? What goes first in my table? There are 2 of them, right? Does it matter which one? Not necessarily. I'll do 3, -2, and then 3, 1. Why not? Then what comes next? 4, 0, and last, 5, -1. We made a table. Yay. Right? Then let's talk. I'm going to go over here to this next space. Let's not do a graph. Hopefully graphing is not something that we need to practice. Right? Let's make a mapping diagram. So to make a mapping diagram, this was this one. Oh, my X values go in order. And I don't write any repeaters down. And then my y values also go in order. Oops, -2, -1, 0, and 1. Yes? And then I draw arrows. Those go together. And that goes with that. And this goes with this. And this goes with this. All right, so we have a set of ordered pairs. We have a table version. We're not going to make the graph just because. We have a mapping diagram. What are the domains? 3, 4, and 5. Good. What are the ranges? -2, -1, 0, and 1. And last question, is this a function?
No.
Why not? Good. Is this a function? No. X repeats. So a relation is a set of ordered pairs that belong together. You can show a relation either by ordered pairs, in a table, in a graph, or in a mapping diagram. The domain in a relation is just the x values. The range in a function is the y values. And you can say it's a function yes or it's a function no. And the way you tell is it a function is that the x values do not repeat. All domains are different.